na di adentwetwie ni ekoso ewa amanfo kroso aya keka bobom se kase bo na msomfo na nakwasi amufa maba betena ha edi eba baba besumu ensemi etwegu ewa abefo ntintamfidi eye Facebook obetimi ni edi nkita ho ewo off TV OFF TV sanso na YouTube honso eye OFF TV afi utisimunso ewo Google Play Store nso a ehono ya app fefefe bi da ho a friend say off TV mi aso na afi wonso download bla phone so eno ne se baabi a wonam bia da no o hye nyabro ni kasamfoni ewo entokwa bia ekon na kasebo ya Refiners Tapo International ene krami mu edechina specific prayer na ebeko so wa bra no pa no nso ne fa abo ekopem se premu ebeto timetomen safro se bra Taifa Johnson baabi a spare parts for no ewo na omochi ho a ena yewo usi also hwe Refiners Tapo International akro panyuno obi abecho afi yanhwe kasebo no ensama medi mu nchomu ni bi eba bebo yeti asima na yeti edi esim ewo nat for asoye omatumi akasa edi afasika aban no edi ma basic schools no no sisika no etumi esha afinso ye bebonso ewremu ewo GS nso asoye nina no eyenkoda ne nso hwe mo baba betwere omosenya brombe nam so ema apo etimi akosu ebiemu afi ensam tro dwuma konso esisisi no eye atofom eno no ye ka kire bi abemfum bi etimi agina simpie so etumi aka kire oman egana ye bekoso nso ewo mampani mahama aso ye eno otimi de nani akire mu ewo akosomo etimi kosra dam no jansam no echi afinso ye bebawra mu ewo oba ne oba eda bema ne bema da ensemi mene we ka say Presbyterian for the nsem bia ba betudwa ene ye be magana fo nyina hu ne ekoso ye bebo nso awra mu ewo chema wontumi enso ne akontama ne ho nsem no san ana akwakosie afi de ni bekire mu ewo bono region ni nyina ye koko nsama abeba yesi ai anodom pre na mankofo binim sika no aba betodwa se enya no krandisifo na ana ayo mo settings afi de ni bekire mu nso ewo eya South Africa ne nsama ekoso ewo hode edi wani eni kwasa me ka kire wo wei ene nsama hudo bebra ebekoso ena medi emunchromu eba abebo wodon hwiri ba kwan a edi yanimim afi medame wutawu simantata ebeye eduasia na meba menya bra sane po na amabonu mu etumi edi amawo Mami sansu ema wakwa ba waba yakoji abujunsuo no na afi nyabre na gibre na tenase senkoda bi wo nche yakacho mu so munye din ne tie nkyeremu na mede ema no ewo off kasamfoini so ebia na ufre adwuma akofie wantie bia be hawo enu ntifo phone no ne ko Facebook bo OFF TV wo hwe no internet renya ko Google Play Store download app no mi aso enwe osimwe me na me daso no na afi hwe bia na fa wonsem egu ase Mesasia edi free suku hunsam ningna no eya Ghana National Association of Teachers ye chawontia from the Senate and akase sika ya na abano edi my basic school no nukura nyame anim nie aya na esua na ningna no ye nsramudi atimi kwa eso wa ejoso abankro na opanyin na wodi wonani ma ye fa ne se prosper tachi akase sika abano edi ma suku no aya na emwa won emoma mofra no nyuma enko animu omade sua enko animu sukunu ebi wo ha omu ni nwoma omu ni adan akyerɛkyerɛfo nɔso entiema mofra sukunu eya yawpa enu nti not percent oyesika kokɔ akosi broni friend se found etimi ade towa enu no betimi aboa emma enkyerɛkyerɛ education ewo manga ne mu no etimi akoso se ne beya emfa ho kyerɛ emre basic schools no na yentie sema openi prosper tachi etimi de tuja.
Council again has observed with great concern the inadequate budgetary allocation to the basic education level within the Ministry of Education. The truth is that in the year 2026, only 990 million 100,000 Ghana cedis. I'm picking the figure again. In the year 2026, that is this year, if you look at the budgetary allocation to the Ministry of Education, only 990 million Ghana cedis, 990 million 500 Ghana cedis, representing 9.31% of the entire education budget, was allocated to the basic education. And we think this is woefully inadequate, in as much as we are concentrating on the senior high schools, which we applaud government for. We think that it is time to shift its attention to the basic schools. At least that is the foundation, and we need to lay a good foundation for.
Na woni kasa mu biamu nso na okasa edistra Ghana ban extra Ghana ban se ehia hu behia wo akyerɛkyerɛfo omutifie a omowie suapon a omuntumi enye adwuma nye na ye hwe wo ma omutifie a omobaburu eye afi ombaburu be apem a eye 100,000 na wo aban se wo fa akyerɛkyerɛfo 7,000 na wo ma omaka no ehin na omunkonkɔ ye adwuma wo mpo ye wona omo wie suku aba na efa wonum ebi mu wie e wo 2020 2021 2022 23 24 25 omo ina da so titifie ena ba bonten aba ni se wo fa akyerɛkyerɛ for 7,000 wa bra sisi omo mutifie so 100,000 enti ye nua ba ma prosper efrese ensam na eye pa eye ya pa enti osra mampani John Dramani Mahama hwe onhye na won ani adwuma omutifie no omo adwuma nye suku bebre wo ho a ubekom na kyerɛkyerɛfo ketua bi teacher ni ba ko kyerɛ class 1 class 2 class 3 ebi wo ho bekɔ no mpo no suku dan ba ko teacher ni ba ko kyerɛ geography kyerɛ economics kyerɛ government kyerɛ social kyerɛ science wa bra ye wo won na akɔgye ntetiye ewo hunimdeɛ ewo fie to obesra aban so onfa sese pengu form na fo na aka otifie no onfa won adekyerɛ.
The association has taken note of the decision by government to recruit over 7,000 teachers, as against the over 100,000 qualified teachers from the colleges of education and other tertiary institutions. This is not only disturbing, but unfortunate in the light of the promise made by the ministry or the Minister for Finance during the 2025 base pay negotiations, and the promise was to recruit more workers, which includes teachers, into the public sector. In view of the threat of unemployment to the national security, the National Council of the Ghana National Association of Teachers demands an astronomical increase in the number to be recruited, and also calls on government to ensure that those who completed their training earlier get the opportunity before those who completed later. Within the Ghana National Association alone, within the past 3 years, we have had more than 10,000 of our members who have retired or have passed on. And we think that with data presented recently by the National Teaching Council, even on the number of teachers who have left the shores of Ghana, we wish, and we know we have a listening president, if he could issue.
Oh, Yemuno, and our Sansu Etremu, Etre Abain, Sawa Bestre Abain, our Ma, Omutre Adia, Omutimi Eko War. No Muko War, Ayabosumi and Sape, and ye to me de ma woman, ye friend say maternity leave. And no say maternity leave, we shadi mamay. Abanun Tremu, and found Kobosumi nine and ye trade. Also, Bible Hall, we know Yabosumi and Sani Kunu Pesa or Timoko. Nansu and Namadi Trenti Nikrunia Crime and Timoko. Afi, Ediania Bayama Omukrunum Pranom. Ayana de Fisa Fina Wafina, which moon. Aba, ni sent in a Jumani Babosu Sana. Ayana ding. No more but love school muha. Nanu fue ye, na dan and sasso. Now Criano Ban, and moi. Nansu sa Crano Timina Bayabosumi, Busuminuma, Kojobe to me, Coco. Ama, you bet to me, and Yamaki to be, Salila Krum Coneba, Eddie Gunanum. Ama, Mamma, you quite to me at Radie, and Obet me job of Fry Umpo, Eddie Amanesi, and Anina, Ewofie, and to a best say, maternity leave when I had my woman, Omum Pejem, and Fancobo Sumenai, any a tree, and Fama one.
spans from a convention by the International Labour Organization, which has indicated that various unions should call for the extension to 4 months. Number two, we have a peculiar situation within the Ghana Education Service. And what am I saying? Women, mothers, are not supposed to present their case at work. You will agree with me that by 3 months, the child will not be matured enough to hand him or her to even a nanny. And that is the reason why we are requesting that if the rule be that teachers are not to present their case, children at work, then let's extend the 3 to 4 months at least, so that they will have enough time to nurture the newly born baby before coming back to attend to the case.
Afi me dani mani edi free nati for share ni edi ani akwa kopiemu ewa Ghana Education Service GS Fonso asye Ninyina no ayemra watumi di ababegu epono ane bema so efa ye mofra no ma ekwa kyerɛ nsɔhwɛ eye BEC 2026 yi eho enu na opanyini efa ne sɛ Professor Ernest Kofi Davis etumi aka sɛ eye waslesrafo bi no mo hɔ akyerɛkyerɛfo any nkofo bi hono mo ye supervisors any vigilators na 2025 wo ben wan sa wage afanchen se police ni a wagina kwa ho age adamudia no nkwala ni bitimi tabire ye banche bode na ye de abrem vigilator wo se wade apoi no de wram na de akoma wo mo yes ye gigi sika na ya gigi ye de command vigilator ni atam na de akoma no supervisor ni atam no amakwan na apoi na ye turogum na ye turogum na ye turogum anu na wose hwa 2025 ya che wonum na yo mohwehwe mu no obia ni ho waka hu bi ye yi obi bia da frim na musuo mawo se we supervisor anangireta invigilator na wo beje ade edi afira akora bi ho ana beje adamudie bi na o makwan e ma apo akwuram ene woni nsawam ene be kama asem ye ntie nsam a opani Professor Ernest Kofi Davis edituja
na. And then the teaching answers. I have a case before us. We have 8 of them who are in prison. You know what it means. Once you are in prison, you don't have any business with us. Sorry. So these are the various cases. We have different committees. Okay, thank you. We have different committees that have sat on these cases. In fact, was it Joy Expose, Crime Expose last year? Yes, the final report got to me just last week or last 2 weeks? Last week. So they went through the process, brought all the parties. The final report has been brought to us. We will review and then take it to council. And then once we receive council's blessing to trigger the proposed sanction.
Mi friji yes munu ni adieni nso etremu ewo eyetau the Teachers and Education Workers Union omoni Ghana ban yakwakosia edin sama kwoto epunu ane bema so abani twene sra no ma twene abasa sra ni abasa ena o mawie na numunu ena opanyina yo ya twetwerefo panyini adimatawufo ani dia ne panin King James Azotiba etimi ababa ni kokose se wantumi anya edi wo hawkase pa ena beba enti abani se condition of service so de o mebeka ya no omonya ne pepepe na betimi aboa ema wona adwuma wo Ghana Education Service, Ghana Library Authority ena afi Public and Technical University no omo watimi aharewa mo na etumi aboa ama akyerɛkyerɛ ene wɔn a ɛyɛ adwuma wɔ hɔ nyinaa etimi akoye edi ama wɔnom yɛntie nsɛm akyerɛkyerɛfo panyini King James Azotiba etimi edi tuja.
What we want to stress here is that after the unfortunate long delays that characterized the negotiations before we were finally concluded, in the last quarter of 2025 and some in the first quarter of 2026. The union expects nothing but a smooth implementation of the provisions of the various conditions of service to promote industrial harmony in the country. Table of TUC, Ghana, wants to state that any attempt to frustrate the union members when it comes to the implementation of the condition of services will not be taken lightly. It is our expectation that our duty bearers will guide against any actions that undermine the dignity of Ghanaian workers. What we want.
Afi minfa Ghana for any enkonkopiemu awa oswafo ono ene hwe yensase ena afi abodiemu nyansapesuo eye oswafo Emmanuel Kofi eye ama boa wotimi edi ababe tuja na oka etre adwumako bi ti se CSIR Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Nuclear Regulatory Authority anyone akeka ho say eye sen awotumi adima wona eye ka no ebema wonjuma kosuntam na ma omanu enya somfaso to obesere wo mo se dwumade bia no mudi no omo sabani tamachi na nya aban no ebeje omo yimpemu efrise Ghana ebeje ya ai omo nso aka ho eye Council for Scientific and Industrial Research for I from the CSIR for afi eye Ghana Atomic Energy Commission enso aka ho bi Nuclear Regulatory Authority omo ka ho National Biosafety Authority and afi the US found omo nso aka ho entisa eye senya wodi ama wo mu omo enhwe so metimi de dwuma pa enya sha ene de sena brayen entimi epanyini ade bete na akosu asim na amasim na yasim okon pepe ye ko mape se minya bi adabi eye dwuma ne de abramo timo ntra ho na momfanya dwuma ye ntie nsema eye aban no soafo Emmanuel Amakofibua edituja
of Environment, Science and Technology. We want to take the opportunity to thank His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and his government. This underscores the commitment of government to innovation, science, technology, and research, because these are what the agencies that are benefiting from these vehicles do. And we believe that as part of resetting this ministry in Ghana, we need to give these institutions the tools they need. And so I will be presenting this morning to the CSIR, GAEC, E-Waste, and the MBA on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, of Environment, Science and Technology. We want to take the opportunity to thank His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and his government. This underscores the commitment of government to innovation, science, technology, and research, because these are what the agencies that are benefiting from these vehicles do. And we believe that as part of resetting this ministry in Ghana, we need to give these institutions the tools they need. And so I will be presenting this morning to the CSIR, GAEC, E-Waste, and the MBA on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama.
Afi mi tabiri Ghana for edi free yenu abema Emmanuel Kofi amabua ho ne ababe piemu ewan semtrofo ye juma ye diemu ninyina no media ye coverage in Ghana na media conference etimi ekoso ewan manga na mu ho ensemtrofo ahodo na etimi ekosia na endra ensem etimi ebetu jawa bra benfo Samuel Atamensa eso kasamfemu mu no sie munyamutre na menkyere mo nsem aya nsemtro juma ekoso Ghana sisi no eda esemu ene obi aye nsemtro ni ubeko social media ide so nya mobile phone no na wanya data no de sinanim my name is Nana Kwesi amofa brofo na brofo ni okachi nsu na okachi de okakrobo na okakrobo gaga na wɔde nsɛm no akɔ akɔgu hɔ dadaada ɛmmoa mɛhwehwɛ mu paa ntumi nkɔ so sɛ ɛyɛ nokware sɛ ɛnyɛ nokware kwabra nipa bi a na wɔyɛ nso nkane no ɛnyɛ saa na ɛteɛ ɛna sisi a wɔkyerɛ sɛ yɛn nso na yɛnya kwan yɛbɛtena kasamfoyini ne kasafidie so yɛwosa nsɛm de gu amanfoɔ sum ɛkyerɛ mfoyini ahodoɔ ɛde kyerɛ binom no yɛn nso yɛwɔ nsɛm ne neyɛ mu te sɛ amanyɔsɛm mu amammuo nsɛm ɛna wobɛhu na nakwasɛ mofa na ndi sifo atabiri sika ɛne kaa bɛyɛ fɔ yɛwura mahama metwɛn na ɔmo de abrɛ me sɛ nane gye na ka ndi sinsɛm nko a ka neɛ yɛ papa ne ɛnyɛ no mɛnka na mesia da bia sɛ ndi siyɛ deɛ yo ɛnyɛ o da bia na meka nsɛmpa de fa ɔmo ho afi MPP foɔ nso ɔno ɔmo atabiri ɛno na ɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔyɛ ɛtiri didi a ama nsɛmtwerɛ dwuma no ɛma ɛsan aba mu papapapapa ɛno nti ne yɛnhwɛ si yɛbɛyɛ ne yie yɛtumi kɔgye sika bi nsɛm no atwa se yɛka no ne yɛadane ani ne yɛde akyire akɔdi animu ne yɛde animu abɛdi akyire na yɛhuhunu nyan ɛno nti no wei ɛnam so ɛma nsɛm ne neyɛ ɛte sɛ amammuo nsɛm ɛtiri deɛ ne yɛsan abɔ journalist no yɛ ho nti yɛnhwɛ ne yɛntu yɛn ho mfiri mu yɛntie nsɛm a ɔbɛmfo Samuel Atamensa ɛde tuo dwa.
The battle has shifted to a battle of eyeballs and ears. So the advertiser chooses who is going to survive. And they don't measure their success based on the niceties that we see, or if you like, the ethical behaviors. They are looking for how many people are watching. Unfortunately, the split is gradually shifting to the randomized space of bloggers and all these things. Now, I'm looking at Adibosco sitting here. In 1998, something happened. He was the head of news for a station called Groove FM. How many of you remember Groove FM? Hey, you are 20-something years. Now, at that time, I worked with multimedia, and we took over Groove FM. Now, one of the things that we did was to do an estimation of what the market had to offer, because Peace FM had taken off. And by our estimation, we knew that the advertising pie had something for another dominant Akan speaking station. And so we bought Groove FM and changed it to what? Adum FM, knowing what we're going for. Fast forward to today, the situation has changed because the advertiser has the same advertising money and splits over how many radio stations. Not everybody will get some, but the blogger who has not employed anybody, who doesn't need to, I'm not sure, they don't pay the tax you pay, they don't pay SNIT, they don't pay anything. They are taking the money small from advertisers. And the advertisers, some of them too, are not too sophisticated. So over time, they make a decision to use a blogger instead of using traditional media. Over time.
Afi mi boremu ewon samfu from na mede Ghana for kwakopemu ewo immigration service omo ahweye enu na sisi me no kase omo atimi akire nipa makomaku aduonu a woni krata na omo namu ewo Togo omo frima be si anlo no mo du fu vema voter region ubedu sokroko tokroko mo ho sokei omo ho soga kope omo ho jese omo ba beji wo yinafa enu immigration service force omo ho ne yi omo so trese enkofo bi eni nkrata sam no mo hu se omo ba bewramu e wo voter region ampa mu di omo ntentene ye ebo mu ntekuna edi omo achi na bra mu ko duru ho no enkofo no jai omo ni nkrata sam e ho ne so mu ina di gu kamu ufiri yi wasim fi Burkina Faso ufiri yi wasim fi Togo ufiri wasim fi Niger ufiri wasim fi Nigeria na ubusa no se upipes why no ogina ho oni nkrata enu ntinu ni nyina ne se ye sa do makọ mu mamu bebi omufiri baye na ye ntie ensema immigration service for etimi edituja.
Group of people you see over here are travelers. Some are from northern Nigeria, some are from Burkina Faso, some are from Niger. Their accounts are conflicting. Some say they are going to Medina, some too say they are going to Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan. So right now we don't know where they are going. If they are going to Abidjan, we believe that the best way from Aplau is through Sogankope, but these people were intercepted at Asikuma. And since the stories are not the same, we believe that they are not telling us the right stories. They are not even having any good documents to come and show us that they are traveling from here to here. So the best thing for do in this circumstance is to return them to the entry point where they claimed they have crossed from. Now they must go back to Aplau that they claim they are coming from. They are 20. Their nationalities, like I said, some claim they are Nigerians, some claim they are Nigerians, some too claim they are Togolese. So they are of varied nationalities. Yes, they are not showing any traveling document, for which reason we will admit them. And also, they claim that they are going to Abidjan, while some are also saying they are going to Medina. The stories are not making sense to us. Where you are traveling to, you must know your destination. You must know what you are going to do at that.
Majina wesu na yetumi adaya ho simantata ebeye aduasia jabo fonkrato na afia ba me di wawramu ewo amamu o ene afi yasetena mu nsem a ekoso ewo mangana mu.
Where are you? Where? Finally. Enjoy the fresh taste of Aqua Wera natural mineral water. This is my Wera. Great taste, truly satisfying.
Mami sansu ema wakwaba wabaretimi koji abujunsuo etumi anum asabano nene ametua kase bono so ewa off kasamfoni ebutu Taifa Johnson enkrakro kase mu koho eno mami ewo Facebook OFF TV YouTube nso no eye OFF TV na yentumi eninkita won mi boroma na mi boramu ewo nsem fufuro mu atumi dia ma mangana fo na ye de ne ekwa kopiemu ewo akoshomo damu ni nyina no aye na nsen ye wo on yeti se eja timi ato efan ba bia enam so ama great company substation no etumi adisunso so pa timi ade abra manga na fo nti wo wa betia ni dum so light ne ko na ba eko ebim kwani adane nchia me mama hamo ya dum so na de sankane ani de enkoye enu na nam so ama na Ghana mampani na nkasa Efren nkofo samomra de ani hu na di adanse ye midi mani atiremu ho ene convoy say hu omuduru ha ene omudi ni wura ho o say say ni trese ejana timi ahyefa ba bi numa ama utimu say nioma omudi emma power ekọ nyina no ni nyina na ejane say no eno ena yebra mahama etimi di nani ekobo akohoma ewo honomo na yenhye wa bra ne ye kyerɛkyerɛ no ne abaye ma eja ne si ye mfidi ahodo no na afie wi a ne nsɛm ɔkan ye no ye de ato aso etumi di ama. No wabra Ghana man paini etimi bonani akahoma ewo mfidi ahodo no ma asia na nam so man kan ye wo wa na ekọ na bai enu ana wosofo no nso ehwe ye kan ye nsam so yewra John Jinapo esi yo man paini mama meda wasese so ya wudi ma min watimi di bani ababa behwe bie na ne nyina ne sa wabai de mintimi nsitro ematoa ena mempatso se ma ya me ho ya akukọ na memma abo ntafre enduru jom ti akokọ ntwiwa ma mencho me hoan abo ntafre nante na bra jom na beka wankasa ne awopese wo ye nyina fa kire na ne nyina ne se jatom ne sisi ade o ma hyehyɛ eniema no kama ewo ho enomo eno na Ghana mampan ne se wono de sa dum so na ya de target no 2012 no memma mahama o ya dum so no na person pese bi bekoso biem ento mo yemfa sese de egu na akwam mfangu akwam na ofin kofa wo jasese o hawo ne amane bia entumi emfa ma to obeda wo mose se ye ahode na ekoya no o masanso edi ababiemu na afi no eye da 2 unit block na wuhu se eja etomu no ni nyina no omo beye ni nyina kama ema bibia etimi akoye ye ntiense magana mampani edi tujo
of your own commitment to ensuring that we address this situation. Since this incident, you've been in touch with me and you've been giving us direction and guidance as president. And so Mr. President is here to show his own personal commitment and appreciation to you. And so with your permission, Mr. President, you may address us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. We heard about the sad event, the fire outbreak in your control room. And of course, Ghanaians have felt the impact of what happened. You worked hard, but it's not surprising because VRA has been one of the best organized state-owned enterprises. So I'm not surprised that you have the kind of quality of human resource to be able to ameliorate what happened. And so when I heard that, our engineers say they're going to find a way of bringing it back on, I wasn't surprised because I know VRA has some of the best personnel you can ever get anywhere in the world. So I want to thank you for the sacrifice. This is an act of God. I mean, who would have expected that the control room would...
No, and Kanya Yimu and Sami and Aya Powership. One ma Aya Pranta. Omo etimi chojatum bu na mayan Kanya dr na baby asuso. Ewa manga na mu Opanyina wa managing director ya Ferense Oscar Kojo Amano Niza. Say Ghana fwe. Yeni Ghana ye wa bibia no bi. Akosoma esi ye. Me say ye tumi atam kania ebeye 450 megawatt ahoden ena ye tumi die si wo hawo ni amane na ewo ho no ano enu ntinu enya bra Ghana mpo sa akosoma ho no monsiesie de ho bebra ye ne yes what asembe de papa ken enti dum so na free mfa aba ne si dum so no ye akosoma ba bi ase wonso saka power Sisia ma restore full capacity operation 450 megawatt. Wabre jane etomu Volta River Authority control room wono. Sani ebeya yenko energy crisis mo. Managing director Oscar Kodamano and Semana Wuking or 600 year obi adi bejina baby kasa any eja to akosomo and akofadum saba mobwa entisa nemom nkania no tumi ne wo ho eyedum so nana aba yentense papa ne tuja.
During the period of the outage at the Akosomo, we've been available 100% throughout that period, and so we've been given power 100% based on the contractual arrangement that we have with ECG. That's a 450 megawatts contribution to the grid, and it has been so since. So we have been stable, we have been reliable, we have been dependable even during this crisis period. So that means that you're going to have a deficit of an additional 450 megawatts to the already 1,000 megawatts that went out some time ago. So there will have been a gap in the supply profile for the energy. So as a company policy, our interest is to continue being a part of the success story of the socio-economic development of Ghana. And it's been our desire to continue having our presence here and also contributing to the energy sector. So as we speak, negotiations are still ongoing on the possible extension of our power purchase agreement with ECG. So it's ongoing, and that's, will I say, expresses our interest of wanting to continue doing business here in Ghana. Our chances look very good, look very bright, and will I say, if you talk of justification, I can say that there is a lot of justification. One, because we are very efficient in our operations. Two, our availability has been one of the best, and thirdly, we've been there at all times when there's a need for energy.
Afi mi tabligana fo finkania nsensem ni akwa piemu ewa ye Presbyterian aso ye Nina no ye Kumasi Presbytery omu panyini na tumidi nsem ababetu ja efa oba eni oba eda eni oba no achiri nyanko ba ato work Africa cho bema no man nyanko bema bunkotoje anawe odinitiasi akonya so na eni suhum sahum God bless our whole land Ghana watu nesante mon nyanko bema to na neni aye rete eno Presbytery force dabi sa ye bejama ye mofranum ye wofasunum ye nuanom manum aye sankwasi ade wei enwo hia ene osofo kroja so de preach bo se ne call master se me condom be se na me kwase oto enya bread for so beba enu ntinu emra na ye ji atum se oba no obada ye se du ko fiase 5 years be ma no obada ye mfa nko fiase 5 years no emra no enya aduma aba no ye nentam akadia bia wo enya fe na mama ba chenchen so muncham na wachepe yeda mama fa pensi so na san yankwaje besi amrofo no monye ya hwe ya wakadia bia fe obesere sisi agaramse se wo man no ensu akura di bosu kura no sisi yenya bi unim ne adi galamse ensu ebo wosu onko heaven wo be ko bunsam jem nyame njim tumonte ho every sensu na bon ensu na nya enu ntinu wo srese aban no hwe na afi ya gadam say ya ekoso e wo man Ghana no aban fa ne nansi form na ntrumu be no yenya ne ntam na yentumi nse e manimramu na afi galam sensu yenjaye yentie nsema e Kumasi Presbytery for attitude.
To appeal to the government to fast track the process of anti-LGBTQ++ bill. This is also critical to us as Christians, as Christian nation, because it truly indicates our values and our practices as we follow Christ.
The Global Evangelical Church has also called on President Mahama to take decisive action to halt environmental degradation. The church observed illegal mining operations have destroyed the environment while water bodies are gravely polluted.
Under the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians are hopeful to see decisive action taken to halt the menace of environmental degradation and pollution of our water bodies caused by irresponsible mining activities.
Me boromu and sama near the any aqua copiamu, our chama won't to me and a galamse won't send summer to me by ye. Emma yoko for aquafa chama won't to me, etimi, edeni quatrimu cacra or phone ye, Emma chama won't to me be to me, no. And on an soma ye in the baye, after quayase, or cocoto, now about diaconia about brayedin in some. Na ene yada, ayani lawyer if I say and the appear could be. Etumi di chama won't me kwa jina e jomu ewo eyemra semu etumi tutu na no edify ni miri forest won se chama bo wako ye galamse wo hana wasi dabi excavator na odi ko hono chama na ye wa wudi ana wasi ani na ba ni se na timi bo forest no se aba na ma mi wutumi me nkrata nie e kire se me nso mitimi ya man ni se de sisi ai aya yewra Mahama ni nua eya mani na ye de ama no sana ba ne de ho nkrata de ma me enti mu hwe afi ye simra nimfo ko ho sia ye nyina no bibia ne ho kire se galamse chama huntumi e de ne ho hye nemo mining aye legal mining en no ye enye illegal mining wa bra ye cross examine no ye nche nsema andi apia kubi etimi edituja
as he posed whether or not there had been a charge against Chama Huntumi in respect of illegal mining. The answer is no. And he was referring to a Barra tape recording indicating that Attorney General has stated categorically that Chama Huntumi has not been charged for illegal mining. I said that I haven't seen the Barra video, but the answer is yes, because none of the charges preferred against Chama Huntumi in the courts suggest that he has been involved in illegal mining, except that he has been charged for transferring or assigning his interest in the concession granted lawfully to him to another person without seeking the authority of the minister. In fact, that is the primary charge on him. And also that he has facilitated the provision of mining support services to a mining company on Samraboy concession, all of which Chama Huntumi denied them. He denies both accusations. But these are the charges. But none of them speak to the fact that Chama Huntumi.
Mi boromu ewan samfu from na nyina no eya Ghana koko wonsan sama CCI A2 atose ewa be fonten tamfidie eno man Ghana mu enam so ma bono regional minister Timidi Nsambatu eja ete Frank aya anodom pre one say ha anodom pre wo wonyama bone na wo ya na wo man kofo binum sika asada kwato koko de free Cote d'Ivoire nsem obeka de buburuja eno na anodom pre so be tu nanim se oma no dongre eye duana nwoche 48 hours se wan to me am fa de kodia potia kire se ya dansi dia mfa me kire ene papa yi hey obeje ne ho je na obeche ne se mra wa Ghana na mpani fa kwaso se mu no pani afa ne se Ali Maga Halidua na wo ye doma West MP etumini na enjefo di nkomo efa ensama ekoso awo Bron regional minister no na ne nyina ne se yeso onu akasa na ekofa eye Kiara no eno ode ni nam koko be peaceful ne so ya ba koko na watoto ne ya hwehwe me se Africa Cote d'Ivoire minim se Cote d'Ivoire koko no so mo ka French o so mo ka English o na ya fa koko no na ya de ato ni ya ko peace we ho ni ya yi ni ya de ato na mo ko ba ko no ya NDC chairman a wototo bie eno se me to no mra kwa so mi ko Cote d'Ivoire ko toto koko eno mo se sadro be so mo yi ni film to on fa na Kiara no enfa ma wo mo no so fa ma wo mo eno mo ko ha ye eno mo se sagu mu o ento mo ko ha ye hu bi wo ma ne achew ye ba ha na ya be chew ni ade wo mo hankopego mo nsa be gina ka ho se o mo akwa akototo koko wo Cote d'Ivoire wei esimu sai na ye ntia sa ne ensem no esi because wa fa wani ehwe bi na fa wasonso etie bi
koko na mu a eguka mu no eye koko a they pick them at their depots
ade
enye koko
pieces need depots
and am be chim it's not like say obuko hu say obuko koko dey bad obuchi koko ro eye koko a egu omu depots na omu ko say say omu suspect say e could work koko what did the omu here
Samum
that's what happened enti say asem no ba omudika for the two omude ponum say omu suspect say omu to cocoa. Then they came cocoa. Then they came back and took those cocoa almost as a cocoa. They say almost suspect say could work cocoa. And Obuko high track. In fact, nobody can call one PC another PC or no come but although you NDC and the Omuka chance ombe in that to Omonfa or no father care no more months to cocoa or see there be or no or yet because sa cocoa no motor cocoa or motor and you could work cocoa join and to unfold only NDC negative to unfold care no amount no more high another care no at the coast sa cocoa every depots and the cocoa na every Cote d'Ivoire and Omochie. That is not the case at all.
Okay, to any immigration for a chair and answer police.
The police for the court sa cocoa free depots and immigration.
Because now the picture and then say pieces no omo akoto and now omo de nam kwan so no omo banner say
not at all. Not at all. Cocoa na uhuno cocoa oboko se sasaye every depots enye cocoa every kwan so ba enintina me I was there the regional minister said at the time of arrest on the at 30 say at the time of arrest no you know lawyers and say what say accused person no dey tia ocean what does it and at the time of arrest e won kan kwanta no omo ka check be say they arrested them because omato Cote d'Ivoire cocoa. Can you? Oman can say they've smuggled Cote d'Ivoire cocoa. Omo de omoto Cote d'Ivoire cocoa. Omo de omo be do sunano. Omo ncho obu statement kwa wo. Na omo ncho obu statement. And the minister do obu call in the office. E kwa here press conference just for politics. Say omo ko smuggle cocoa. Kwame, buying Cote d'Ivoire cocoa and smuggling cocoa are two different things. So them say
sure.
Metimi depu no mo de Cote d'Ivoire cocoa ba na metwa e no ma to Cote d'Ivoire cocoa. But what accused about smuggling there it means say na makofa cocoa if Cote d'Ivoire there ba e na wo che. But the scenario no the former one say we cocoa egu omo depu e na minister ko say say e Cote d'Ivoire cocoa. Na wo minister who any team say we Cote d'Ivoire cocoa da we Ghana.
No na kan be bisa we say wo de wo ho no ye wo ohu Cote d'Ivoire cocoa na ye wade bi e hye no so say we ye Ghana cocoa na we ye Cote d'Ivoire cocoa ye wo bi bisa.
Na I also say wouldn't danger.
Ai enche bia da me de kasia no ebeba na wie ya ne ebeba wuramu awomono ne ensemu ne senti no mame na me hotel na me mra na afi mi ba yetimi de ni akakopie mu ewo Johannesburg, South Africa avonten so.
Let me be. Eradin shida we Yesu Kristo demo. Wakwa po Kofi Oduro and America say frame osofu gidigidi wati. Tie Erade bie kwan de ato ho se efira nopa. Hana eba ompa e na Erade tie. No the Samuel ebai. Tie Erade amaya kwanya se fie da bia ye ntwe nanim ne ompa e. Empa ye gidigidi. Enemy shout afa janso. Refiner Chapel International Auditorium, Taifa Junction. So do Taifa Junction. Baby, a ton spare personal. Messi baby, a ton spare personal kasa. For spare pass for any more. Net 2 Medica FF is sunny. Bones am a somebody is your Refiner Chapel International. And mean share fear to be 7:30. Messi a fear no pa. At 7:30. If I didn't found out, I will yes, amen. Refiner's fire.
Afi mame sanso ema wakwa babiemo wabra mede amonone ensam etumi ade ebre wono na mede ensam no efri Johannesburg ewo South Africa ni nyina no ayentonse so a wona eyetimamufuo ewo South Africa etimi ato ahye wona enyetimamufuo se ufri Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Nigeria baby biada wudi woni atremu na woni nkratasem ana won nkratasem omode ani se kokrom na kakatra wa ban se onye ni kuro ye na wonso etimu etenemu na entumi emwa eno na enam so ema ene yada na se wo kohwe ya Ajazara ni TV stations ahodo ne niema omochira airtime se betimi ache ye nyonko bibini na hwane ade ye bema na ye bunu na ye tia ne mfe adaya wo ye timam wonya timamuni wo nkrata asemo nanso wonya timamuni nti ye bu nakunu na kwabrane aso ne nyonko bema mu na obuno ye de ani kiremu ewa yare sabia hodo no wo ho na ye yiwa pia bonten wonu ma ejiremu enso ewo eye baabi a ye tomo aduane restaurant ukoto aduane di kura na ye chewa yetimi buwa na aduane na wudi no wa fi ni nyina agufom eno na Ghana ban esre Ghana fo wo se obesre wo mo nsadem ema wo bia mpie akopem se omo betena ho ni South Africa ban no ayensiesie afiti biai emo ayedin pa edi ama wonum enti awiase nyina emfa omo no ntum no omo kansa nkyere South Africa fo no omo nso mu se omo wo mo nkofo no baby wodi oni kyere mo Ghana ha yenu abema wo so mo no ne nsensam so kudya to bra kwa de aba betu da se South Africa for about 3,170 eno mo ha awo mudin awon kratasem so mo free South Africa omo campaign na wodu onum DSTV nom Angry Gold mo omo mutu gold Absa nom ni na ya modia ena mudi sansem hunu wei na yenso ka se ye de na asifom won e won krata enyina so ye pam mo South Africa mo ba ye den enam so Nigeria fo nso ni abre Burkina fo ni abre Togo fo ni abre etini akosui eyo South Africa o ha ni amane a omodi amanfo enamu ena omo sra se abiase nyina emfa omo anu entum na omo nka bi emfa ma won
How many phone? Shaya, Gala, Kini, Habib, Saboni, Ewe, Shaya, Umesapon, Habib, Ready, Bonnie. You know how much is that phone? Bonnie! How much
ensam yetumi asone so asam wo sekase board on riba queen metumi di abano awieye mediani na akwasi amofa de Ghana ina gina tum se ba kan kase bo ene mu nkyeremu dia meni atabira baso board dia bomie ekosonso ewo kasamfo fa se off TV enwumre bia de no num ni fam ekopem se no nsia ni fa bebo nti debia koso na yentumi emfa ensem nkyeremu emfa mreo ma minja saka wesu na minkanja se edechina fiada ne efede nyadua ya wompa ya nyankopon wagye atum asase na wadan niema di ade acha na ko apostle Paul Kofi Oduro se Paul hwe Ghana ayese enkasa egubonhwam enampa bia ni hu entini entua entini so na wedi atwa wedi aso entimi bei mi awrade me mfiri suru ntimi meye enye eye impossible possible ni se wo ka ni opese eye na mi awrade me mana bam entitie mo hwame wayo ntini bonhu a ugu amenam wadwuma ho akokwa wakwantuo ho akokwa usika sema edatina specific prayer brabebobi oba bebo mpa ye die nya opportunity for beto twadi ampo nyankopon nanim na obeye de ama aha na ye yesie nya bebia na obompa ya nyame tio brana before the right altar of Refinery Chapel International ewo fidemu anonso ne fa na dwumade na asase akopem se premo ebeto na obompa ya ne wi a de nyame bia nani amo hunu ekilade ye kan ne ohunu ne de kan ne hunu ekilade ye kan ne no ne diane Apostle Paul Kofi Oduro niam bia hinta no nyame beda na di a kire o na afo obeka ne nyina na wonso watumi ade ho entena fie na makasamfo yini so tie me entena fie ye ntama enu ntini bra physical na bra bebo mpaye na entumi emoa o me jira waso di ntikasi akoma the entire production team my boss Mr. Lawrence ntikasi nkoma oni do mpeni di ntimi mo na nasamwa mechiaw afi mi agasa midwife pensioner ya maami Agnes Achirem ntikasi nkoma me fiora me doni papa bofri kumewu na nyame nsa no ai oni boss nyina mu krom ani ho Agnes Achirem ko ya adwuma wo kumewu 10 years kwaje awo nyame ensra afi mi agasa my lovely auntie Ruth Cranche ma Ruth Atarut opama dia was sport ahomboni suro emema ni manta dia nyame nsra o ewo dia odi eche me afi Gina OMD pharmacy La Paz Gina oba Gina nyame nsra wo ne workers samu ho nyina da ewo ndura motonton ewo La Paz edebo amanfo no afi Christine Vepon Christine wonso oba ho fe Ewurade Nyankopon kawe wadwuma wo ye no Ewurade ntonsupa engu so na afi omma wonsa no dwuma enyeye emfama wo mechi agya manifo nyina da mo amohwe wo Ghana me ma mo nyina mo ni hwe a daye